do it.
Hello and welcome to Assorted Crackers. I am Eric. I'm here with Lee. Wilson is apparently and allegedly on his way, but we are today coming to you from Oxbeau for the first ever Boots, Bourbon and BBQ. We're really excited to be here. And we have a guest that we want you to meet today. His name is Jim Rolfe. And he and his wife, Mary, founded something you may have heard of, Rolfe Rub, which is available here at Oxbeau, obviously.
Yep.
So, Jim, we want to talk to you a little bit about your story, your business, and kind of how you got into it. So, first of all, welcome, and we're glad you could join us today.
Well, perfect. Well, thanks for having me. And luckily, I'm down the street in Oxford, Mississippi. I just retired and moved to Oxford, and I got 2 kids in Memphis. So it's this worked out great.
Fantastic.
If you're going to retire, you can't do a whole lot better than Oxford, Mississippi.
Well, and I bought a farm in between Oxford and Memphis, so it's perfect.
All right.
Oh, even better.
Yeah.
Even better. So what do you do on the farm?
Drive a tractor. No help from my son, Davis Rolfe, if y'all know him. Hunt, drive a tractor.
Yeah.
And, just chill out.
Yeah. So you and I have something in common. One of the things we talked about on a previous episode was our happy place. And same. I kind of learned to drive a tractor much later in life. This was my father-in-law's. We've got about, 8 or 10 acres of meadowland with some woods around it that just needed clipping. Yeah. And so I just started getting on that thing and clipping it. And Lee knows the story. It's now one of my favorite things to do. I never liked to mow the grass as a kid, but as a grown up on that tractor, I could spend the entire day. And sometimes I've done that.
Well, I've got a yard in in Oxford about the size of this pool table. And I hate mowing that grass, but I got 300 acres, but most of it's trees. Yeah. But a funny story. So I bought this tractor, and I've been in the outdoors for a long time, but I've never had a tractor. And so I bought this John Deere 75 horse, closed cab, air, heat, and all that stuff. And the guy drops all this stuff off and says, "All right, I'll see you later." And I said, "I don't know how to drive it." And I think he laughed at me, maybe called me a dumbass, and it just took off. So I had to phone a friend and YouTube it, but no, I love it. And another funny story is that my 2 brother-in-laws, they've got tractors and they've got just tons of money, and they have open cab tractors. And they told me, "Hey man, real men, drive
open cab
tractor.
That closed cab is
no, they don't."
And I said, "Look, if I'm bush hogging in November, that's fine, but I'm bush hogging like in June and July. There ain't no way. You call me what you want to."
No. And if I had a cab, I'd take it in a heartbeat.
Oh, that's awesome.
My idea of camping is a Holiday Inn. Mm-hmm. So I totally embrace the closed-in cab.
I'm gonna teach you to drive a tractor, Lee. That's my new goal.
I can drive a tractor. I just like to have a cab.
But no, it's about Rolfe Rub. It started back in Dallas, probably about 10 years ago. I'm a big duck hunter, big deer hunter, and one day my son and I killed some ducks, and we're in the kitchen and we're breasting these ducks out, feathers going everywhere. And as you can realize, a wild duck is really not that good. People put peppers in it and stuff on it. So I started blending some seasoning together, and it actually tasted pretty good. I don't know if that was the bourbon or the seasoning, but
so you just whipped this up
some of both
with what was in the kitchen.
Yeah. So I started grabbing stuff from the counter, and then my wife said, that stuff's not too bad. So we started giving it away as Christmas gifts and neighbor gifts and thank you gifts and that kind of thing. My son got married in 2019, big wedding here in Memphis, and we kind of gave these little jars away, like 800 of them away. And we started getting phone calls, and this is during COVID. So I told Mary Kay, I said, well, let's stop giving this stuff away and start selling it. So we started a little side business called Rolfe Rub, and we got a website, and it kind of took off. So now that I'm kind of retired from healthcare, I'm kind of doing this full time. Hired a marketing firm, got the bottle all fancy. I actually don't make it myself. I'm sure that was non-FDA approved or whatever approval they need.
Yeah.
But it'll just be in the basement shaking it up.
Sometimes you got to ask for forgiveness.
I know. So now it's
that's Lee's philosophy.
That's my philosophy on a lot of things.
So it's made in Hernando. It actually has a seal on it, and I don't touch anything. So
that's awesome.
So we're grilling today. Obviously, it's Boots, Bourbon, and BBQ. Lee's taking care of the barbecue part of it. And unfortunately, Jim, you were first, so the food is still on the grill. But we do have your rub.
Yeah.
And if we can get a break, I want a chance to actually taste it. But Lee, I know you got a chance to sink your teeth into it.
We're going to taste it in just a minute. As soon as we finish up with this, I can promise you we're going to start cutting meat. It's going to be great.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's called Rolfe Rub, but it's really all purpose. I mean, I use it like salt and pepper. So I use it on eggs, chicken, steak, vegetables, whatever. So it's Rolfe Rub sounds like it's a barbecue deal, but it's an all-purpose seasoning.
I will tell you, I can vouch for that because I took a can home the other day before I started prepping the meals, and I put some on an omelet. I put some in my salad, and I think it's going to replace my salt and pepper.
Let's go.
And that was all the same meal: your omelet, your salad.
No,
clean off the kitchen.
No, it was not.
That was kind of a late brunch.
Just to be clear, it was a brisket omelet.
Oh, bragging.
I'm just bragging. Yeah. That's right. That's right.
That's what he does. Well, Jim, again, the story is so great. As a hunter myself, I mean, I do think I've got a couple of duck recipes that I think you could convince anybody to enjoy. I know sometimes it's just wild game can turn people off, but the idea of just you're trying to find a new way to bring some flavor, and now look at you, you're running a business.
Yeah.
So how many people are helping you with this?
Right now, I hired a marketing firm out of Oxford last year, and they kind of got my branding. And I've hired one of their employees to kind of be my right hand guy. My wife is she's semi-retired. She started out gangbusters. She was helping me out. Now she works part time at a little shop, so she's kind of bailed out. But she'll do my gift items and gift boxes, and we're coming out with some cool ideas, which I'll talk about later. We're going to do a fish fry. We're going to do a deer fry. But I kind of want to keep this seasoning just kind of, like it is. I've got about 2,500 customers, and, thank goodness they love it. And then they use it like salt and pepper. So they'll call me back and email me back and buy it on. It's online, by the way.
And I've watched some of your Instagram.
Yeah.
And where do we find you on Instagram?
My Instagram is Papa Rolfe, or you can go to Rolfe Rub.
At Rolfe Rub? Yeah. And you've got some videos on there where you're cooking with it and using it for everything. You inspired me. So,
well, the good thing is now, because we were in transition, we were moving to Oxford, and my kitchen was terrible, so we gutted that out. I just built a farmhouse, and now I'm back to having good kitchens, and so I'm gonna get back into it some.
Very good.
Well,
so you're in a competitive field. There's just a lot of good rubs out there, and I think I told you I grew up in Louisiana, and the first time I've encountered kind of an all-purpose type rub, it was Tony Chachere's, which is mostly salt.
I love it.
Good stuff. How do you talk about Rolfe Rub in a way that distinguishes from this very crowded market?
Well, there's two seasonings that I have. Tony's is one. Cavender's is number two, which is just a unique, but mine was, I wanted it like all purpose, and there's probably 12 ingredients in it. Again, the bulk of it's going to be salt and pepper, but we added some curry to it. We've added some ginger to it, and I'd love to put brown sugar, but it clumps up too much.
Right.
Funny story.
It's too humid around here.
It is humid down here, and when I grill something, I normally put brown sugar. I'll put olive oil, Rolfe Rub, and I'll put brown sugar on it.
Okay. Pro tip.
Everything but burgers, but I'll do fish, I'll do steaks, I'll do pork chops.
Well, I like the ginger part because that helps with inflammation. I'm all about health.
Yeah.
I'm all about health.
Yeah, that's right. Well,
ignore the salt, eat the ginger.
Yeah. That's why we did it late for you.
That's exactly. Well, so being in a small business, and your children don't participate.
No, luckily Davis is an accountant. He's a working stiff. My middle daughter's she's in Dallas. She's a nurse, and then my youngest is I think she's a PT here in Memphis. So,
okay.
They helped out some, but they were just so busy doing this and doing that. So no.
Okay. Well, there's going to be a Rub Kingdom at some point. So if you keep going, 2,500 customers, that's a great base.
Yeah, and I think we're in Memphis. We're in High Point Grocery, South Point Grocery, some other stores around here. But Oxbeau was actually my first store in Memphis, and we love the store. It's
absolutely.
awesome.
Absolutely.
But my only problem is whenever I go to a store like this,
you're gonna spend a little money, Brett.
I'll sell them like $500 of Rolfe Rub. I'll spend $1,000 on something else.
This is going to be an expensive day, I can promise you.
Yeah.
I mean, this place is unique. I mean, that you've got great men's clothing. Takova's boots. We're going to get into that, but they've also got good hunting gear. They've got guns and supplies and We just love this.
They got about everything you need. I mean, from dressing up to hunting. So
Absolutely.
So if you come to Oxbeau, everything from harvesting to cooking, they got you covered.
oh yeah, and if you bring your wife up here, she comes in and buys all my fancy clothes too. So
There you go.
Very good.
And there might be a few things for the ladies too.
I know.
So you've talked a little bit of how you scaled up and how you started. I assume you've evolved and tweaked your recipe. Have you done anything or tried anything that you felt like, whoa, that was the wrong direction? We got to pull back on. That's a little too much of this, or that just isn't working.
Yeah, when I first started, I'd make a batch. I want to say it was 9 pounds per batch, and I want to say, long story short, I cut out half the salt. I mean, I was putting in, I think, 6 pounds of salt. So and people started. I mean, again, it was good,
Wait,
but
6 pounds of salt in a 9-pound bag.
yeah, it was a lot.
Well,
And
I'm swelling up just hearing this.
but yeah, so it's that, and it's coarse ground pepper, but I love curry, I love ginger, I mean, it has your typical garlic and your onion and your paprika and your chili, but I added stuff like some turmeric, some curry, some sage in there, just kind of round it out a little bit.
I knew there was turmeric in there.
Yeah.
That's another inflammation thing.
Lee, that's what we should have done. We should have tasted it and guessed the ingredients.
I knew it had turmeric and ginger because I put it in my smoothies in the morning.
Do you really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I take the roots and put that in the smoothie just to,
Hey, Rolfe Rub smoothies.
it's going
Here we
down.
go, here we go.
Tomorrow morning, I'm going to put some Rolfe Rub in my smoothie, and I will post it.
That'll be awful.
No, it'll be great. It'll be great.
So,
It's going to be great.
well, shifting gears a little bit, one of the things we talk about and share and enjoy on this show is bourbon.
Yeah.
Which
Yeah.
you're enjoying, I believe, some weeded Old Dominic right
Yeah.
now, which we're going to be trying later.
Yeah.
Do you have what we call our bourbon origin story? Like, how did you get into bourbon? I assume you enjoy it.
I do, and if my wife's listening, I'm only having one Mary Kay. So
We only
We
pour
can confirm
thumbnails.
that.
We are very tiny pours around
Yes,
here.
Mary Kay,
It's going to be a long day.
I'm just having one little thumbnail. I got into it being in Nashville, and then I had a bunch of guys I worked with from Louisville, and of course, they are bourbon snobs. And so, when I first moved there, I thought Jack Daniels was bourbon. So
Yes.
I said Jack Daniels, and my guy from Kentucky he tackled me and almost stoned me. He said, "No, that's not bourbon, that's whiskey."
Yeah.
So we kind of got in it from the Woodford point of view, and then we had some small batches, and it's kind of neat how it evolved from the just straight up bourbon like your old the early bourbons too, small batches, and it's kind of cool to collect, kind of taste. I'm not a huge strong like a hot bourbon like a Knob Creek's kind of harsh for me, but
Yeah.
but yeah, so I got into it and got to drink it sparingly for sure.
There you go. Well, we Nut Thin over here likes it 90 proof too.
Would you stop? So Jim, one of the things when we decided to start a podcast and we decided to call it Assorted Crackers, we had to give one another cracker names. And somehow I got the name Nut Thin.
Well, he's the thinnest one in the group.
Okay. All right.
We'll focus on the thin part.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah.
Well, sorry.
And
Sidebar.
and
What's Lee's cracker name?
I like to call myself Spicy Cheesy.
I call them goldfish.
And then our buddy Wilson has arrived.
Hey, Wilson.
How are you? Good. How are you?
As we get Wilson plugged in. This is Jim Rolfe with Rolfe Rub.
Yeah.
I'd offer you to try some, Wilson, but Lee was a little late getting everything on the grill,
Yep.
so he's not serving yet.
Yep. Well, we're jumping right in. So, being as this is your, I guess this is your second in your retirement job.
Yeah.
I mean, what's the future look like? What's your plan? Are you having fun doing it?
I'm having fun doing it. I mean, it's Rolfe Rub, farm, and grandkids. I've got 2 grandkids now, and by the way, I'd had grandkids first. I mean, they're awesome. So I like it because it's a hobby, and I don't have to. I mean, it's small, so I have very little overhead, and I don't have to worry about if I sell or if I don't sell or whatnot. So
Right.
it's not as stressful. I mean, it's as stressful as I want it to be. Now, do I want to grow it and scale it? That's just kind of my mentality. So yeah.
Sure.
That's a little bit like this podcast.
And it's amazing to me that it's a very compressed space. A lot of people are doing it, and there's people that have these TikToks that have like 1 million followers. Like, how in the hell did they get tons of followers? And so, the art of that I have not figured out yet. But I just hired a marketing firm, and we'll figure that out.
That's
you
right.
will.
That sounds good.
So Wilson's the only one among us who has grandkids yet, but that's something you guys have in common.
So while we're here, I mean, grandkids, we talk about nostalgia. We talk about being intentional when we're raising our kids and the things that we do to make sure that they're raised right. And we like to leave a mark. And we're at the half-century mark, and we're not done yet. So give us some tips. What is it that you've done when you were raising your kids, and what did you try to leave them? And then maybe what do you want to make sure that your grandchildren and great-grandchildren, this is memorialized. So what do you want them to know about you and what's important in life?
Well, first off, I married really well, and
That's a good start.
That helps a lot.
we all? She was she's probably 85% of that. Good Christian background, got to have that. I think kids need. I mean, and it's so hard nowadays. I mean, imagine raising kids nowadays would be so hard. They've got to stay active. And so I told my kids either you need to play sports or debate or whatever you want to do, or you got to go to work. There's no way you're going to sit around my house, play Xbox and this and that. And then luckily, if you can do a well enough job, and another thing too is make sure that their friend group that they hang around with. And remember back in our day, it kind of started in middle school, high school. Now, I mean, it's like 6th grade. Make sure that friend group is good, because I mean, if it's not good, that's not a good ending.
Well, you know what? My mother, and I'm sure your mother, knew my friends.
Yeah.
And my friends' mothers knew me.
Yeah.
And if I was doing something stupid at one of my friends' house, their mother was not afraid to let me know and put me right in the corner.
Called on the regular phone with the dial.
That's right. Those moms talk, and that's not quite the experience today, for sure.
No, and I'll tell you, I've had to have the conversation as my kids went through high school, where hey, it's time to prune your friend tree.
Yeah. Yeah.
My wife's been giving me that conversation about my friends as well.
Wow. I don't know why she feels that way about your other friends.
About Lee specifically.
I've been accused of maybe having a heavy hand pour.
Yeah. Okay. That's fair enough.
Lee, I'm kidding, right? Please. For those out there who don't know, I am a professional smart ass. You can edit that.
Maybe.
Okay. Anyway, I digress.
But yeah, we had so my son's friend group was great. My middle daughter, she was in high school and she's a cheerleader. And all of a sudden we'd see these 2 or 3 girls at our house every day for like 2 months. And all of a sudden, boom, then they're gone. I'm like, hey, where's Murray, or where's Sally? And she's she's doing something else. But I mean, I think that girl went south, and my daughter luckily chose to And then my wife hates when I say this. When I grew up, my dad was a military guy. Couldn't wear a hat inside. Had to shake your hand. Look in the eye. And he had two rules. He said, "Don't burn my house down, and don't embarrass my name." That was it.
Hey,
which encompasses. I mean, if you think about it, it kind of encompasses a lot.
That's pretty
the fire
broad.
part.
Yeah.
So my wife hates when I say this, so I apologize, Mary Kay. But so when my kids went to school, to college, so luckily high school, all good. Grades were all good. And I told them, I said, look, you got 3 rules. I said, make good grades, make a 3.5 or higher. I said, don't get a DUI. Smoking weed kind of dovetails off the DUI. And don't knock anybody up, or don't get knocked up.
There you go.
Other than that,
that's a good start.
And I'll have some of these parents that they're so worried about their kids. And I said, if their grades are good, they're probably okay.
Yeah, that's a pretty good sign.
But just don't do the big things that will just anchor you down.
I like that. Well, let's take it back to the product, because I again love the idea of how your story has come up and what you're doing. And you talk to your customers, I'm sure, all the time. I know you get on Instagram kind of different ways people have used your rub. What is the craziest thing or craziest recipe you've seen somebody use Rolfe Rub on?
What's the craziest recipe? The smoothie that's coming tomorrow.
The assorted cracker Rolfe Rub smoothie.
Yeah, the assorted cracker Rolfe Rub smoothie.
That's great. It's going to happen
today. I don't know. My wife made something that was really good. It was avocado toast, and so
I love avocado toast.
So piece of bread, plain avocado.
Yeah.
And then we boiled an egg, and then we would shave the egg, and then Rolfe Rub on top.
Ooh.
See, I do a fried egg.
Okay, yeah,
I
same.
do a fried egg, and I will definitely use some Rolfe Rub on my.
All right, so
avocado toast.
so try that, but boil an egg, and then just buy a grater, and then just grate the egg on top of it.
Oh wow!
Yeah,
that sounds good. That's
Okay.
fun. Yeah.
Well, we've got we do have alligator sausage today coming off the grill. We've got crawfish sausage, I believe.
That's correct.
and duck sausage.
And duck sausage. That's right. Now, let me ask you something. If you could go back to when, what you know today, if you could go back and you and Mary Kay are talking about your seasoning, what would you do, or what advice would you give yourself?
If I went back,
If you could give yourself advice today when you started your cottage business here.
I'd probably spend more time on getting. If I had time to go back to the influencers and the TikTok, prime example, Dano Seasoning. I don't know if y'all have seen his stuff.
Yes.
So when I first started, he had just kind of started. Now he was a bartender. He needed to make some money.
Right.
Different kind of story. And but he was doing shows and just hopping it. And all of a sudden he did that one TikTok and it blew up. I think if I did it again, I'd probably be heavier on that back in the day. Now it's gotten so expensive, so blown out of proportion. But
Does Mary Kay, is she okay with you being silly on social media?
oh yeah, I mean,
Okay.
she just looks at me weird.
Yeah.
You know?
I used to be funny when we first
I
started
did too.
dating. I'm not as funny as I used to be.
I was funny in college, and now I'm just kind of old and just, I like a few people, and that's about it.
You'd rather be on that farm than anything else. Right?
Man, I got a buddy of mine that says I like to hunt, fish, and three friends. That's it.
There you go.
There's something to that. I get
It does
it.
keep life more simple that way.
It does, and I was a banker back in my day, and we used to love to do, and I know Lee's a banker too, and we'd do these fundraisers, and man, Mary Kay would go to one side and work that side, and I'd go to this.
That's right.
And now we just kind of just work one side, and we're gone. So
Yeah.
I just love it.
That's okay. You stay in your lane and you figure out where your lane is and you enjoy life. So you and Mary Kay, y'all are having a good time.
Yeah. Traveling and
making new kitchens and redoing things.
yeah, we had a busy this year. So we moved to our house in Oxford, and she wanted to gut the whole thing. So the kitchen was gone. Then my youngest daughter decided to get married in Italy, so she got married 3 times this year. She got
Oh my gosh.
she got married at the courthouse for
I did the math on 3 weddings in one time.
well, she got married at the courthouse for $35. We probably should have stopped there.
That's a good start.
Then we went
I like
to
that.
Italy and got married. Then she wanted to party in Oxford, so we had 3.
Of course.
Yeah. And
You
then
must love your daughter.
I do. She's my baby, so yeah, I kind of like her. I get that all the time. Oh, you like Campbell more? I'm like, no. I mean, today I like her more, but I like her all the time. There's certain days when I like, most of my kids.
It fluctuates.
Yeah,
That's it.
but I love them all. Love them all the same. But yeah, having 2 kids in Memphis has been so great. I mean, it's an hour and 10 minutes away.
That's right.
The farm is 40 minutes away from here. So I mean, and Memphis is a great town.
Absolutely.
Well, and you got the best of both worlds.
Oh, yeah.
Living in Oxford, farming Holly Springs, and you got access to Memphis and everything you might need here.
And by the way, and Nashville, I grew up in Nashville, and we lived there from Dallas, and then it's gotten so crazy.
Oh my God.
I mean,
Nashville has exploded.
I mean, it's yeah. I mean,
Wilson, you guys lived in Nashville for how long?
7 years.
Yeah, but it was very different than
From
when we were there.
95 to 2000.
totally different.
2000, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's one of those things. Again, I think what we love about Memphis, we all come from different backgrounds, but it's it's true to its roots. The city really
Yeah.
is true to its roots, and that, again, one of the things why we like talking to local businesses like you, because you're not just helping your family and yourself. You really are bringing something to this community that's unique, and this is certainly a community that loves to put meat on the grill. This is something we're known for.
Well, and people from Memphis, I realize, they love Memphis.
Yeah. And that is something that frankly doesn't get talked about enough.
No, if you're an outsider driving by Memphis, you're looking, man, how can you live here? But I'm telling you, the people that are from here, and kind of like, people love to cook out. They love God. They love family. They love to hunt. They love Ole Miss football, which is right down the street. Mm-hmm. And
number 5 in the country.
Number 5 in the country. We'll see.
As of October 16th. We probably need to clarify that.
We'll see as of come Saturday, because man, we
got a big one.
We did not look good Saturday.
I feel like that game last weekend was simply to get Georgia to put their guard down and think that they had a cakewalk coming.
I bet you Kiffin is telling his players. I bet you it was great ammo for him, saying, "You look, y'all are not that good.
No doubt about it.
Y'all better shape up."
And the odds makers kind of agreed. What's the spread right now, Wilson? 8.5.
Last I saw was 7.5, but
Either way,
it's
that's crazy for a team coming in ranked higher, and being the underdog by that much.
well, Sanford Stadium's a hard place to play.
We were down there 2 years ago. So I've got a group of buddies, and every year we go to an SEC game, and we went to the Georgia game, and it was cold and rainy, and I'd never been barked at so many times. We just got off the van, and they started barking at me. I'm like, what the hell? And then they were up like 50-7 or whatever it was, and they were still barking at us. Like, what the hell?
Similar experience again. Growing up in Louisiana, I went to more than a few LSU games, Ole Miss LSU games, and they do a lot worse than bark.
Look,
that's a rough crowd.
I remember when I was in college, I was dating a rebel at the time, and we actually beat LSU, surprisingly. And we're walking out, and she was kind of a mouthy, and she was mouthing off at these cages, and I'm like, look, you got to be quiet. I'm gonna meet you back at the car. But anyway, it was rough.
You don't want to. You want to be a quiet, cool-headed guest when you go to Baton Rouge.
Yeah, and wear white.
Be neutral.
Do not wear your color.
Yeah.
And there's a story of a opposing fan down in Baton Rouge, and I guess they had mouthed off, and they went in the porta potty, and the LSU fans pumped it over with that fan in it.
No.
So yeah, you got to be careful down there for sure.
And they tracks.
They don't care if you're 5 years old or you're 85 years old. Man, they will get on you.
Yeah, that's a fact.
Yeah, I was cussed by an 80-year-old woman in that stadium.
You'll never forget it. You'll never forget it. Well, Jim, it has been a pleasure having you on the show. Before we wrap up, is there anything else? This is a chance to kind of plug your product, and you've done a little bit of plugging. Is there anything else you want to say before we wrap this up?
No, so we're online. We're in, I think, 10 stores now, mostly Oxford, Jackson, Memphis, some in Nashville. But just try it. Go online and try it, and don't just think it's for meat. Try it on eggs, try it on vegetables, and literally most of my clients say I use it like salt and pepper. That's what Lee just told me too. He said, I use it like salt and pepper.
He puts it on his omelets apparently.
His brisket omelet.
His brisket omelet with salad.
and please, next week when y'all try that smoothie,
yes sir,
y'all call me and let me know how that works
We'll post pictures on Instagram and tag you up.
That's gonna be nasty.
Jim, thanks for joining us. Sort of Crackers.
Nice to meet you.
Before we wrap up, we got to tell our fans what we always say, team, and Jim's a great example of this. Wherever you are in life, don't be afraid to try new flavors like Rolfe Rub.
And don't go stale.